Sorry, sorry. Upton. Sofa. Karupupe. You tip them. Oui.
No shit. Well, everyone who is watching right now live, this is my first ever playthrough and stream, and I'm currently doing the Ultra Spicy Challenge, which means limited Pikmin and all that. I guess the only ones who are watching would. Damn it. Give me a second. Okay, to everyone who's watching right now, I'm currently doing the challenge, like I just said. Currently having some audio issues, but that should be fine on my end. So pretty much the Ultra Spicy Challenge means it's pretty much just Pikmin on hard mode. I'm only allowed to use 60 instead of the usual 100 Pikmin. The days are probably a lot shorter, and enemies are gonna be bloodthirsty. So I'm gonna try to do all the fruits, all the collectible items. Probably not 100% all the challenges and stuff and achievements, but hey, it's my first stream, so yeah, what could go wrong? And I will be answering any questions in chat. Well, only if they appear, so don't expect much commentary.
No?
And for those who've never heard of Pikmin and are new to the series, it's basically a type of survival game where you have to explore the different regions of the game and collect items, breed Pikmin together. But they're asexual and they're pretty much plants and ants. So the plants come out of the ground, you plant seeds and make more Pikmin. Nothing. You should expect as much from a Nintendo game. And I know I missed some Pikmin back there, but it doesn't really matter if you get them all, because right when you finish the Captain Charlie section of the game, in the beginning, you pretty much lose them all, so it doesn't matter if I collect them all or not. And you don't really have to take out these enemies either. All you have to do is make it over here to activate the first cutscene.
Turun pena zechung.
Well, wouldn't be much of a Nintendo game if the main character, as adorable as this guy, got killed, smashed his helmet, probably suffocate or drown, probably both.
Hatumir rake meganiju pasaha mutibakju spa. Spene pom tusuksu turun tu. Jui zechung future paripason. Aru fario jui rake tak tak joy. 색종?
So pretty much what I'm gonna go for through this playthrough is just try to get all the fruits as soon as possible, beat it in the shortest amount of time. Pikmin isn't known for being exactly a time-consuming type game, because it kind of forces you to think of good strategies throughout the days and weeks to come up with a way to collect as many items as you can in each area. Because all of the games, but now I think about only half the games have a certain time limit. In the first one, it was pretty strict, giving you only 30 days, which seems like a lot, but each day is pretty much like around 15 minutes. And so, you only have a couple hours to beat the first game, technically. They removed the time limit for the second game, which gives you more focus on more exploration, building up Pikmin. But here, it sort of depends on how efficient you are in collecting items and stuff. Because if you don't have a consistent supply of resources and food and like stuff like that, you'll pretty much die early on if you don't come up with a good strategy. What I see most people do to speed this along is just cut back the Pikmin in the middle, right in the middle, and just throw them yourself. That seems to save a lot of time for speedrunners if you're going to, I don't know, go for a record or something. But I'm more of a casual type player. But I'll still prefer. Oh god. Okay, that's new. The Pikmin was stuck inside my hand while I was celebrating. Currently looking at my Twitch to see how the video's turning out. I'm really hoping it's just the stress of the computer and not the Twitch itself. I really hope the video's going through good. Because if it's not, I would have wasted all money on this Elgato for no reason. And it's an HD 60s plus, so it should be able to get the footage real good and be able to stream it without any issue. This in the original version of Pikmin, there's supposed to be a little nod to the Wii U gamepad. And the co-pad is supposed to act like a little gamepad, like as a map. So if you had a Wii U and played this on that, you would be able to look at the map and control your character without having to switch back and forth from the menu like this. But that was a total fail, so I guess they definitely did the game a favor by adding a mini map over here, so I won't be constantly pausing to look at the map to see where I'm going. Yeah, this is what I meant by the whole breeding thing. Pretty much, literally anything natural or organic things is technically a seed for these Pikmin to be birthed from. And I guess this onion will also be the ovaries. The first enemy in the game, he doesn't really do anything. Like, he just sort of wander around. They're just Pikmin fodder. It's pretty much impossible to like let any Pikmin die in the first day. In this game, like, usually there's a the bottom is a minimum number of Pikmin it would take to carry this item to or this pellet. It shows right on the top of it how many Pikmin it takes. But if you want, you could it usually goes up to double the amount of Pikmin that you could have on an item to carry it back. That's usually to speed up the process if you're in a hurry trying to get everything back in time before a day ends. But the thing about the first day is you have no time. It pretty much gives you pretty much just enough time to get used to the controls, figure out how everything works, and how to fight, which were those grubs for. There wasn't really much of a point since there weren't a threat, but it's a nice little easy bone to give you, so you know how Pikmin will react to enemies. Like, even if you don't throw them, if they're left alone in the wild, any enemy that they're near, they will just automatically start attacking, but it's not really recommended to just leave them alone. Because there are chances they will get killed on their own. So according to this, an onion is not less of an ovary and more of a kangaroo pouch. Now that I think about how, like, soon the Pikmin number will be in the hundreds pretty soon, or because this whole game you could just use about anything to create more Pikmin, corpses, flowers, even just leaves and stuff like that. And there's one more thing they add to this version of Pikmin, the charge button. Usually you'd have to hold the trigger button to lock onto something and then charge. But now they just switch it to a short little tap. Or if you want, you could just point with this little cursor right here and just send them running at anything in their path. I don't know, hard to believe that a couple of leaves would be able to take out a dirt wall. That's about how many Pikmin there would be. Probably take weeks to do that. Maybe if you fashion them into a little shovel, maybe, I guess. Also, one little thing that Nintendo should never do, they should never give a character without eyebrow hair, little skin eyebrows. That does not look right. Little mounds of flesh, little tumors above his eyes. And this is another thing that reference to the Wii U gamepad. They were originally gonna try to add a little face cam feature so it'd act as a little phone. Well, but we were dead wrong. The frame was terrible. The audio quality, pretty much everything about it was terrible. Pretty much the callback is like Nintendo's interpretation of how well the Wii U would do, but ooh, they were dead wrong.
와, 동토록 놓고 브리토니 누룽 토론 후 동토록 시주센 시주슨 차 시주슨와
And if you're wondering why I'm even commenting at all despite no one currently watching, is I will upload this to my YouTube. So, yeah. So, a higher chance of posting something that'll last probably forever on the internet than something that'll last like only a few hours in a random moment in time. And for anyone who's on YouTube watching, well, hi. I'm glad you decided that anyone has actually showed up. But don't expect the best commentary, but what I lack in commentary, I can definitely make up for in gameplay. Because despite how I sound like insecure and probably incompetent, maybe, I definitely know what I'm doing when it comes to Nintendo. Even the lesser known series, such as Pikmin. Yeah, it definitely, but at least it makes more sense than the onions in the previous game, where the only thing that was holding it up was the flower pillar on the top. Oh, but the Pikmin definitely upgraded to like rocket boosters. I don't know how you find those growing in nature, but it's a sci-fi game. Should expect everything. And if you guys if you guys on YouTube actually want better commentary, it actually helps to have some people watching live in chat. Probably ask me stuff about the game that they probably wouldn't know by now. I don't know why. This is a 2013 game. I'll get down to that assignment little bubble down there, probably near the end of the stream.
Britoni, Pinpeo, Tontorok, Tenni, Tondom, Yuvatoron, Fu, Bon, Papaso, Tibakju, Cha.
Sus alien. Sustenance for a sussy alien.
Hormuz, Onion,
On an alien planet.
Papaso, Pikmin, Section.
Man, I bet 21 of these guys, like, look at the size of this onion, like, I bet 21 of these guys is just barely making room. I'd imagine being crushed in a little ball.
papaso puntoro dishubitipad kinepeo Pikmin
Ah, those little green bubbles are little enemy signatures. So that's another thing they added. You wouldn't know where any enemies are, because some are can actually camouflage or hide underground and stuff. So you could get surprise attacked at any moment, and you wouldn't know it. And usually having your Pikmin stuck in the middle of one of those, they they do not take a hit, so they will die right off the bat. And there's another thing they added this little a new type of menu option. Wait, wrong one. This the Picklepedia. It's pretty much an encyclopedia of all the enemies in the game, but I probably shouldn't have scrolled through that for those who are new to the game. Now this is a classic Pikmin enemy since the very first game. Oh, the dwarf bulborb. It's pretty much kind of like a baby version of the normal sized bulborbs. Pretty easy. Just throw a Pikmin on their back and they'll die in an instant. You do not want to leave Pikmin lying around. Like, even if you're doing something else and being productive, it's definitely not a good idea to leave Pikmin hanging around when they could be doing better things, like tearing down this wall. I didn't know Trump existed in this world. And in a second, I'll show off another speedrun cheat that some people might be interested in, even though I watch speedruns, but I prefer to leave speedruns to people who are actually good at them. Yeah, no, this is a bulborb. Normal sized. Weighs 10 Pikmin. They're pretty much a lot like T-Rexes. They're all head, but not much in the arms department, since all they have are legs, scrawny legs. So if anything, they're more of a T-Rex than an actual T-Rex. So here you could just tap A and let your little character just do the picking for you, but that sometimes takes forever. So a little cheat is probably cancel and pluck all these Pikmin, and they'll just pop right out on their own. Yep, like that. And here, I can't really go through here because I'll show you. Well, it's electricity. So for like, how do you expect any Pikmin to get in there? But there'll be some other types of Pikmin in the game where you can unlock. So, it's sort of like a Metroidvania where you pass by areas you couldn't access before, but once you get the stuff you need, items or other types of Pikmin, you could just come back and get whatever's hiding behind there. I definitely feel that. Huh. I could sleep through a storm and people. Oh, once my brother freaking stabbed me and made me plug up my nose, made me suffocate in my sleep. Even that wouldn't wake me up.
Mechanical moe pom pichi. Con son sru paripason. Pa pichi. Nums kohosunu.
Now that is a big ass strawberry. Yeah. Strawberries are one of my favorite fruit. Man, I can imagine just having a giant one in front of me. I just shove my face right in there. So freaking sweet and soft.
Chewy spap.
Oh fuck! Don't. Please don't use this. Wait. Oh, never mind. False alarm. I thought my Twitch, for some reason, just decided to stop streaming. No, it's fine.
Kubiat Pikmin. Fu tong dong yuba.
Pretty much anything with a sprout coming out of their head is a Pikmin. I don't know how evolution created these things. Creatures strong enough to break open crystals. That's definitely not an easy thing to do. Pretty much, there's very few of those types of species in real life, so yeah. You never know if somehow evolution created Pikmin eventually. Yeah, but we'd be long dead by then. Well, nature was never forgiving in the first place. Here's where the first ultra spicy sign comes in. Usually, you would rule out to have 100 Pikmin out in the field, but here, yep, 60. Pretty much more than a third of you lose more than a third of your army. And usually they're big enemies later in the game to deal with. And even 100 will take a while to kill them. And this isn't hard mode for nothing. Now, what kind of blender they have? Because even normal blenders couldn't liquefy fruit like that, unless it's a squeezer. In which case, oh, I definitely want to eat the skin that's left over after the berry being squeezed. Probably like a raisin. Now I think about a strawberry raisin wouldn't taste so good. But maybe if it was just freshly squeezed, not dried, I'd definitely take a bite of that. Oh, I was trying to do the little quick pluck strat, but that's only my first time trying to do it. Yeah, here's another thing. Pretty much, whichever type of Pikmin, the higher number it is on an enemy or item that is carrying back to an onion, yeah, Basically what it reads. I don't know why I'm explaining this. You just read it. Usually one strat to breeding Pikmin is to leave the sprouts in the ground, because over time, since they're part plant, their leaves will eventually grow into a flower or a bud, like this guy. His is about to bloom into a flower. Usually what that means is pretty much the more their sprouts mature, the stronger a Pikmin gets, their whole speed and strength increases. So it's definitely a good idea to have as many as Pikmin grow into flowers, so that way taking down big enemies and carrying back stuff would be a lot more efficient. But leaving them on the ground isn't exactly the most conventional way. Usually there's eggs lying around, and that'll carry stuff that'll make them stronger. It's not really a piece of fruit, that's literally a whole fruit. Yeah, and this is one part of the game I don't really use that much. In the main campaign anyway. I'm not really much of the multitasker, but usually if it's simple enough, I'll do it. I'll send her back to deal with any Pikmin that are left at base that brought back that fruit earlier. Since we just got the rocks, it'd be better to bring up their numbers first. You definitely don't want to let these guys live, because they'll take out Pikmin in an instant, whole groups if you cluster them. And that guy just straight up missed, he just dived right over. One issue I do have with this game is that the gyroscope kinda drifts a bit. It's not just the Joy-Cons that do that. As you can see right here, normal Pikmin can't break glass or crystals, only the rocks with their hard bodies can do that. And they're pretty hard hitters when fighting enemies. So it's a smart idea to have some when you're about to fight some bosses. Yeah, I'll send the rest of the rocks back. Maybe a few more reds won't hurt. Because usually the disadvantage with the rocks is they can't latch on to anything. They usually have to run up and tackle something and get knocked back for a bit. So pretty much they get stunned every time they get thrown at something. I'll send her to collect all the rocks that are left over there, so I can have them break this gate so I can progress. It'd be a good idea to put away some of the reds, so that way I have more room in the field to have some rocks. I usually like to keep even numbers, but you can definitely mix and match the type of Pikmin to prioritize what kind of team you want. Usually you can have one that's definitely made for going over any type of terrain, or ones that are made to fight off enemies. And I think I forgot to get that piece of fruit back there. And I think I leave those seeds behind to grow overnight. Since it's about the end of close to the end of the day, I'll prioritize trying to get as many enemies as possible to breed more rock Pikmin, have them growing in the ground, so that way the next day they'll all grow into flowers the second I pick them. And now here's a little something. Usually you would think fire would kill plants, but nope, reds are fire resistant. And not only that, compared to most other Pikmin, they're actually good in a fight. They're slightly stronger than any other basic Pikmin, but definitely not but still compared to rocks, they're not much to talk about. But hey, at least they latch on, and over time they do a lot of damage. And the more you have doing small bits of damage, say like that. Now that I have more on there, killing this thing is going a lot smoother. But usually, since I prefer not just taking my time. Oh, yeah, and that's what happens when any other Pikmin touches fire. It actually looks like a piece of coal. Yes. It definitely makes sense that simply just calling out to them will make them be like, oh, okay, I'm not. Oh, you don't want me to be on fire? Okay. Yeah, like that makes any sense. I think this is right. Some pellets like to change color, but even if you're low in one type, it's better to take advantage of matching up the colors, despite if one type is lower than the other. Just find the colored pellets that'll match the color you need, or just make the Pikmin you need carry the enemies. And one other nice feature that they add to the game, just in case you don't have enough time to round up Pikmin that you leave scattered around the map because you're so careless, is I'll demonstrate in a second after I send. Yeah, it's a perfect example. I'll just have the Pikmin carry this thing back to the base. And this is what I meant by the carrot plug. This may look like a normal leaf, but it's not. It's actually a little bug, a leaf bug. But since the red onion is closer, I'll just let the reds take those back. And then I'll have him head over to the rock onion to demonstrate one of the last few features that they added. Once they get there, that is. Yeah, this is what I meant when having a lot more Pikmin than is needed to go head back to their base, but now I think about it, I don't think I'll have time to demonstrate the thing. So I'll just call them back. They don't need, as long as they're in your party or near your base, they'll be fine. Yeah, but yeah, these guys, yeah, they'll make it. It seems like these are the last ones that are missing. Usually the first couple days are the kind of the longest in the game. But now I think about it, I don't know if they shortened the time in ultra spicy mode. And here's one feature that they added in the third game, which in the first two usually all the onions would be separate, but in here pretty much all the Pikmin will live in one single onion, which actually is actually a nice, good idea, since walking over to different onions just for a specific number of each color is kind of tedious and a bit of a time consumer. It'd make more sense if they all lived in one spot. And now I think about it, though, there is something different. It looks like usually I'd have about three more fruit crayons, but today it looks like I only have one. I guess instead of time, they shortened the amount of juice you get out of fruit. So I guess you definitely have to focus on getting some more fruit, as much fruit as possible. I think it'd make more sense if they brought a taste tester to check if it was suitable, because usually computers can't really taste. Yeah, but whatever floats your boat, because now I think about it, probably not, because they're still eating their own juice. Usually if I was them, like, I would definitely immediately try the new juice instead of the old one to make sure if it would be worth collecting any of this fruit. Like, honestly take my chances eating the bugs, because meat is meat. Even if it's from a bug or a frog or a type of pig. I bet the insides would be like bacon.
Niemut Hosnut Fu Jeshus Captain Bob Subswap Tane I'm a swap to be Ostoro Tiju with Bone Captain
See, this is what I mean. Now that since I left these Pikmin here overnight, their sprouts have grown into flowers. and see how they keep up with me. Yeah, that's definitely pretty much example enough of why you should have them grow, especially now that that food is more scarce than in the original normal mode. There's some butterflies that usually like to drop something that'll ease. Oh, I don't know why I'm not getting my Pikmin. What am I thinking? When I think about it, the other ones should be rocks over that I left over there. Yeah, that's a nice little notification. Let him know. Yeah, I'll let her do that. When she's done, I'll assign her to come back to my position. Oh, so yeah, I need her to come over here. But since I'm here, I might as well throw my Pikmin across to build this bridge. All the way up to the first boss. It's day 3 and I'm already up to the first boss. It's not the third one. I don't know what I said. I have short-term memory. Yeah. Well, since there's nothing for Elf to do, I'll just control them myself. They actually move a lot faster if you control them directly. Usually I ask them to walk automatically to other positions. Like, it's not exactly the fastest way to get stuff done. Yeah, but if you have multiple characters and you want to do as much stuff as possible, I guess it is a good strategy to have them split up like that instead of just wait around to do stuff. Maybe I could have taken the time to collect those pellets, but yeah, I'm not the type of person who I'm not patient. What do I know? I'll leave them to collect those pieces. Oh, and I got the exact number to collect these. Okay, I'm not walking her over his collar.
Mechanisms spa. 지지웨 구슈뼈 스총. 와 캡틴 어리면 turun hupong papasok haktutu chap sasasasun ko fai nums nurun bebe tontorot kohosunu kudaisku patapat chichiwi suksuk hatimir pasaham kaprofe tenitane.
And for those who aren't familiar with the Pikmin series, Olmar was the old protagonist. But but he doesn't really play much of a role in this entry of the game. The series, I mean, not the game. And here's the first boss. Yeah, that's pretty easy to tell what to do here in this boss. Oh yeah, a definitely good strategy to escape Like, he'll use those jaws to trap any Pikmin when he charges, but a good strategy is to take him out first. So that way you can just avoid any attack. Because he pretty much has no other attack other than a charge. Just lick up any Pikmin. Yeah, but for some reason he's not exactly staying still like he does in the other version. Or the other... cause I guess it makes sense if it's difficult, it should be difficult. Okay, pretty much now he's pretty much completely invulnerable. Despite having all that armor, he has no way of attacking. Okay, now, once the skeleton's broken, the reds will be a lot more useful now, since they can just latch onto him, just tear down his HP. Yeah, even when he's climbing up, they'll latch. Oh, never mind. He shook him off pretty early. This will definitely take a lot longer since I'm only using 60 instead of 100. Yeah, but once all the armor is down, I can just attack him from any position. Oh, that's what I pressed. I was trying to use a different maneuver, but I haven't unlocked it yet. I don't know why he's surprised I didn't catch anything. I took out his only tool to pretty much feed himself. If I don't kill him, starvation will get him first. Well, after, not first. I'm pretty much gonna kill him. Yeah, showing here, he's just about dead. I want to take down that building. It's definitely annoying when he knocks you around. Okay, that's really annoying. He never acts like this. Yep, his helmet's off. Okay, but seriously, can you just not? Yep. You know, oh man, I can imagine having the Pikmin touch each leg. I know it's weird, but you know, it'd be kind of satisfying to just tear them off one at a time. Maybe it'd be a little more like a worm. Yeah, you know, his big head was probably his only other use if he knew how to use it. Or yeah, he'd kill a lot of Pikmin that way, just slamming his head onto the ground. It's not a fight for food at this point, just survive. He probably had better chances if he just left. And pretty much, this is pretty much part 1 of the game, pretty much complete once the day ends. It's really satisfying trying to get pretty much the max number of Pikmin onto an item, but it's really, yeah, it's really annoying when they just swing around like that, just hover around it, as if there was no space. Let's get over here. And there's another satisfying thing, just carrying the boss's corpse back to the base. I don't know why this game isn't more popular. In a way, it's very satisfying. Kind of like Luigi's Mansion 3, where you can just suck up absolutely everything. pretty much at this point, there's pretty much nothing to do left today. Oh, actually, no, wait, never mind, I was wrong. I remembered that there's one thing we can still do before the day ends, and it would be very beneficial to us. We can get more and more piece of fruit, but that'll be the only one, in theory, we can access until very late in the game, so... yeah, we should do that soon.
Pasaha turun break cap.
Oh no! Oh, that's what that is. Sorry, it's messing around with the Elgato dial.
Turun dibaksu tuksu break paripason. Pasaha turun spap. Am just with tak joy.
Yeah, I pretty much highly doubt how you could fit an entire cell phone into that little thing. And if you haven't figured it out already, pretty much these guys are actually pretty much the size of a dime. And this is pretty much a post-apocalypse Earth, where for some reason no humans are around. Probably some nuke, I guess, because as you can see, there's gonna be some newer enemies in the game that kind of reminiscent of more normal creatures, but sort of mutated. Maybe evolution mutated. Maybe like after mutations, I guess it's sort of gotten more, I don't know, natural. A new set of, I guess it's a new era in time. I guess that's the best way to put it. Get out of there. I'm pole dancing on this freaking ship. Yeah, like that was up there. That was just a regular old butterfly. Doesn't seem much different. It has legs, but it's still only a pair of legs actually. No, but no, doesn't seem to have a mouth. And these are just straight up dandelions. You just see them anywhere. And these are like, I don't really say anything. You can see obviously what everything is around here. Bricks, freaking lime. I don't know why anyone wouldn't notice at this point. Yeah, and here you can see another one of those electric gates. Pretty much, we don't have the things required to access an area over there, where there's even a bigger fruit. Definitely a lot larger than a lime. Now I think about it, they're pretty much, yeah, they're juicing that and gonna eat. I couldn't imagine anyone drink a whole lime and enjoy it. It's pretty much used as a medicine or a type of flavoring for meat, or maybe an alcoholic beverage, but not just drink it just straight as a, like if it was just a normal any type of fruit juice, like an apple juice or whatever. But I guess whatever it takes to survive. Pretty much at this point, there's nothing left to do in the day. I might as well take the time to demonstrate that little feature I was talking about earlier. So, it's very satisfying to see. Just scatter Pikmin around a bit. This was confetti. Oh, yeah. Wait, no, there is some pellets left to collect. Oh, yeah. If you give Pikmin to the wrong color of pellet, it won't produce as much Pikmin. Usually in the older games, like, it would double if you match the number on the pellet, it would double the amount of Pikmin that the number shows if you match the color, but here, no, it doesn't do that, only for the single pellets. Okay, here's the... Yep. Pretty much if you don't have time to run around and collect them all, they'll just come right back on their own. But you better hope there's no enemies in their path on their way back. Yep. I would have just ended the day on my own, but I just wanted to show that off. If there's nothing left to do in a day, I'll just cut the day short. The name isn't far off from what the fruit is actually called. This is a dragon fruit. Well, this is not really common for those in the States, but I guess those overseas, yeah. I always wonder what these taste like. But I doubt I'd find it appetizing. Okay, yeah, that is definitely different. Because usually I'd fill up 2.5 cups. Yeah. Usually in my normal runs, in normal mode, by now I would have filled up probably a whole shelf by now. Yeah, so I'd definitely have to be always on the lookout for fruit. This run is gonna be a little harder than I thought. Usually I'd have, by the end of a run, I'd usually have like 2 months worth of food by the end of the game. Even after just collecting all of them, I'd still have plenty to spare to just finish the last area. I don't know how the computer was able to get those images, but whatever. We're not here to tear down on the game. If the whole point of this is probably the whole point of me doing this as my first ever stream is, I don't know, like give it more publicity. This is one of my favorite series. Definitely underrated. I'll just take a break from the main campaign. We're gonna see why Elmore isn't even in this game. I'll do this when it's appropriate. But this is for my other playthrough, but I'll just show it off. I'll just beat this mode real quick. And here is Mr. Protagonist himself. business managing it pretty much in a nutshell. Yeah, this is pretty much a business in a nutshell. But this is the guy who named all the species since he pretty much discovered them all. He named everything. Yet he still works as a postman. But now promoted to head treasure hunter. On this, pretty much these two guys, they were the old protagonists, but in the first game it was just Almar, but here, oh, not here, but in the last game, the prequel to this one, Louis was pretty much added to the game. Pretty much the way Pikmin was supposed to go was supposed to be, they were supposed to be the new Mario and Luigi. And they're played off, like, it's a little gag they do. Like, Olimar is pretty much a little close to Mario if you see how his name is spelled and all that, and Louis, obviously being a Luigi, but they're both definitely different personalities compared to the real business duo, the plumbers. They both have dead-end jobs, originally anyway. Just flying away. Okay, fine. I'll leave him behind to pick up the sprouts. Oh, okay, I definitely can't do it that way since I don't have any rocks on me to deal with them. Because if you send any other Pikmin, they'll get flung or crushed by rocks. And speaking of rocks, there's those sprouts I'd eat, which is kind of strange, but whatever. And for some reason the gate from earlier was, I guess it's supposed to be played off as a completely different area from the other. But you know, since this game isn't the highest in priority to be, I don't know, grammatically correct. Since this game isn't exactly the highest priority on Nintendo's list, seeing as every entry in the game, every mainline entry is has a large gap in release dates. Yeah, this is the stuff I was talking about earlier. Yeah, that was nectar. Usually that'd be something you give bees, not plants, but you know, whatever. Like I said, this game isn't trying to be correct in any way, actually. It's a video game, you're supposed to have fun, you're not supposed to think about it. Oh, and that guy was busy. I guess that's nice of him to do that. I'll send back to deal with any onion stuff. Since this is a time limit, I think I should have enough Pikmin to deal with this. I'll leave them to carry that home. This is what I'm talking about, the gyroscope drifting everywhere. I'm not even moving it, you see it slide around. Well, no, it's not. Of course, the moment I say it doesn't do the mistakes it does. Oh wait, no. Gotta make sure these guys are out of the way. Okay, now I'm free to collect everything. I'm pretty much all the paths are clean now, so I can just focus on collecting the rest of the fruit and treasure. I don't know how strawberry can become golden, but I'm not gonna question it. I just did question it, but I'm not gonna delve into something that's completely useless. The knowledge would be of no use to me. Not even to the game, but they never even explain. It's just supposed to be a little trophy, that's it. I guess regular gold, just little gold coins or whatever, would be a little, I don't know, boring and predictable. I guess it would make more sense to just make something of the game iconic, like all of this game anyway, fruit. Well, you know what, never mind, forget it. Well, this is basically off this. I guess technically this is... You know, never mind. Just forget I said anything. I don't know what I'm saying. I've never talked this much in my life before anyway. Usually if I wasn't so focused on streaming, I would have done a better job of managing to use both my characters effectively. So I wouldn't have to waste so much time. Yet it's a new record. It's been pretty much I did the new mode right from the get-go, the Elmar's assignment. So I've pretty much forgotten what I don't even focus on scores like that. I just try to get the best medal, the best rank. I don't really care about how many points I get. There's not really much to talk about this game. Nothing really plot heavy. I guess only mechanics. But I'll just finish this up and head back to the main story. I don't know. I'm just doing this to get this out of the way. Usually timeline-wise, it'd make more sense to do this first. Like, in the correct order of the plot. Like this takes pretty much... Okay, so he just said he got the key, meaning like this is pretty much the day that everyone crash landed. So yeah, it makes more sense to do this first, right after being the first boss. here's the multitasking will start to come in. Well, in this story mode anyway. Yeah, pretty much is the simplest way to split jobs. Have Elmore deal with the reds while Louis deals with the blues. Each one has their own unique ability. Oh, I forgot there was another way out here. You know what, I'll leave on the deal with this wall right here with the red. And I'll send Louie out to do some reconnaissance out the back entrance. This is a little jingle that lets you know if a task is completed, but I currently have my audio off on my end because there's this little issue on my end where I keep hearing an echo. Yeah, you know what? Wonder if the wall is done. Okay, yep. Just, I don't really need to be down there to send the Pikmin. I can just send them out of charge. And the priority isn't the corpses; it's the fruit and treasure that are, you know. So I'm just gonna focus on getting this done as soon as possible. Check how much of this map I have. Not much. Since it's water over here, you know what? I will just send Elmore out over here. Goes across the water. Get this. I don't know how sours. I'm not sure if sour's even this. I guess in some. If it's really strong, I guess you could smell it. Oh, I guess I'll send them back here to collect any Pikmin and pluck any sprouts. Oh no, we'll focus on expedition and exploration. Oh, and that'll be useful. Usually you want to kill him as soon as possible before he jumps in the air, because you can crush a lot of Pikmin that way. But even if you kill him, yeah, you make sure you kill him before he launches into the air. Try to get that. I wonder if you can just squeak past them. Yep. Better send Pikmin onto to turn on this wall and get Louie to bring back those other Pikmin. Oh wow. That was done sooner than I thought. I'm gonna kill this guy just in case he has any treasure. No, that was a waste. Might as well get this goal out of here. What? I better breed some reds real quick, just in case. Because there's some tough enemies in there. Yeah, that's the thing I'm talking about. They just, for some reason, like to just stick out the front. Yeah, that's why it's more effective to charge a corpse than just throw them on one at a time. No, you too. Oh, sweet. That'll definitely make. Oh, it's just. Okay, this Bulba's a little different. Usually, usually what you usually do with Bulbars when they're sleeping is just sneak up right behind them and kill. Yep. But this one has better senses, so anything near it, will wake it up. But usually you have enough time to sneak up on it, even as it's awake or waking up. And I have a hard time believing how that thing had a giant ass pear in it. I'm not complaining. This is pretty much the rest of the fruit in the area, so it'd be better to just collect everything. You think these Bulbars are pretty bad? There's one breed of Bulbar, but that's the worst in the game. But it's a good thing they're very rare. You barely come across them. But when you do, you better be prepared to take them on. Making sure yep, I cleaned up pretty much the whole area. Except the corpses, but I don't need them. Usually in the treasure hunting mode, yeah, they're worth something. But not here. I don't know who would want to buy corpses. I guess for meat and stuff. Maybe science. I'd imagine a lot of people would be curious to study these creatures and if they were real at all. And I have a hard time believing we got a new record on that. Usually I'm the type of person, usually in private I'm a lot better at stuff, but usually it's the opposite this for some reason now, because usually when people look at me or watch me on doing something, I usually screw up. Oh wait, no. That was a misclick on my end. Because I don't got nobody to play this with. Because out of all games, I should have given this game in online mode. Because, like I said, it doesn't exactly have the largest fan base. It's not really. Some people doesn't even know this game exists, other than anyone that plays Smash. Yet they only care about playing the top tier characters. A game's a game. You shouldn't make it a huge big deal as if it was like your entire life. It's just a game. It's for fun. It doesn't I hate it when people just hate on characters because they're trash. Play them. Just play characters you're good at, and because I usually play characters I like or I'm good at, because they're fun. Usually people call fun characters just broken, either broken or trash. I just hate when people do that. Yellow Pikmin, pretty much out of all Pikmin, yellows have been there from getting and changed the most throughout the years in the series. Because at first, pretty much all they're useful for is just going up to high areas. But then in the second game, they pretty much became one of the most useful Pikmin in the game, since they're resistant to one of the most, pretty much the most deadly hazard in the game. But then in the third, yeah, pretty much their thing is they're immune to electricity. So those electric fences that we encountered earlier, they can be destroyed by yellows. Because usually in the second game, any Pikmin that were electrocuted just pretty much get turned to ash. They're just did it instantly. And in the old game, electric gates are the type of ones you walk through. The only thing that kept them active were just 2 cut wires that were somehow still running a current between the 2. So pretty much you could just walk by through an electric current and all of your Pikmin would literally die except for the yellow ones. But not only were they useful for getting up in high areas or being immune to instant death, well, half of the instant deaths in Pikmin 2 is that they could also carry explosive rocks that are pretty useful for tearing down walls in an instant, or just killing enemies and bosses. But in this game, and they added a whole nother thing. They also the best diggers in the game. But since over the years they decided to bounce Pikmin in a bit, and so electricity pretty much does nothing to Pikmin, doesn't kill them at all, just stuns them a bit. So there's no repercussions for that. Okay, so yeah, like here, they're going to be destroyed by yellows, but we currently haven't unlocked them yet in the main story. And since there's a lot of water here, it'd be a good idea to start growing the blue population. At this point, it'd be better to split up the captains. You will go here, take care of the sprouts and stuff, and stay on land. Well, pretty much just raid to the waters. Oh, and these guys are kind of fun because every once in a while they'll catch a Pikmin in the water or in the air, and when they die with a Pikmin in their mouth, they just send them flying. It's always fun to see. Yeah, I'll make sure Luis puts those blues down. Yeah, you don't want to prioritize carrying back every enemy that you kill, because that wastes a bit of time going back and forth between the onion and where you're at. Even if you have a captain waiting by the onion to get Pikmin back, it's a bit of a waste. So only focus on enemies when you're have low numbers. Oh, there we go. Oh, you know, there's some chilling up here. That's useful. Oh, and here's what I was talking about, the whole mutation thing, because those things look like a mixture of hamsters and dog. You'll see the rodent part in a second, but pretty much the only thing I can say is definitely have yellows when you're about to take some of those down. Because if you don't take them down fast yellows are definitely the way to go. Since I have yellows and reds, they're definitely well equipped to take this down. Yep, there's the rodent part, those gnashing teeth. Which makes them look disgusting. At first they look kinda cute and gross, like if you're calling a rat cute in a way. But it's when you see their mouths, it makes them look disgusting. Oh. Yeah, since he grabbed it, might as well. Since I'm here, might as well, just for the fun of it. Yep, that's all the treasure in this area. Yeah, at first Elmore's assignment isn't too long. Usually, in the Wii U version, there'd be these secret little yellow hologram pads, like we've been collecting earlier. There'd be some with numbers on it, and what you do is, like, I think they're linked to a website, a specific link on a Nintendo website where if you plugged in the numbers, like, into a code, it'd play those little videos that we've been seeing at the beginning of each day. But now since it's the deluxe version, it pretty much made whole levels out of those little cutscenes. Like, I understand this guy's doing this job for his family, but geez, is it really worth pretty much just doing this? Risking his life for for petty cash? Because in the second game, he collects literal trash to pay off a debt, which is somehow bringing bottle cap is worth $100 on where he's from. I don't know, man. The values. I'm not sure if these guys know how to prioritize their values or whatever. Yeah, see that blue one. He got electrocuted and he's completely fine. Using this, if it was the second game, he'd be vaporized. He's usually a lot better naming the areas, but River and Tundra, not really the most creative names. Not the Valley of Repose, the Forest of Hope, the Forest Navel. Not really. Definitely sounds a lot better than Tundra. And since I need yellows working over there, better to go up there, grow their population first. need to check the progress in the game. While more focus is on exploring and collecting more Pikmin and treasures. Oh, I know where this is. Pretty much here's the boss of the part 1 of Olimars and Simon. Yup. Freaking beady long leg. Doesn't really focus on eating. Just likes to stomp around. Oh, I never get that. Oh, I left him climbing up there. I really hope he stays in. I don't really. Okay, because I really do not want him walking out of the arena and just walking around while I'm trying to do my job. Since there's a lot of water here, I should bring up the blue population too. Now I think about it, I think that was the only electric fence around. Yeah. Okay. No, I guess I'll leave water to I guess Louis to go explore the lands. Watch out for what? Oh, I guess it's talking about that thing. Yeah, that's treasure on this side of the pond. I'll have him stay here to wait for those Pikmin to come back. I think Reds would benefit a bit from this. Since we're gonna do that boss fight up there, I guess it would make more sense to have some Reds around. Oh, short. Oh, that. Oh, definitely deal with that in a sec. I don't need yellows. Oh, more blue, that's definitely useful. You can never be too sure if an enemy swallowed a piece of fruit. Because usually, if you ignore too many of the enemies, you might miss something. It'll kind of cost you the match. That's the only one. Yup. Wasn't too sure if there was a second one of those things swimming around. I guess it is nice of them, even though they reused maps from the main campaign, at least it's nice of them to sort of edit around them. Like imagine having to explore the full thing to do this mission. They should be fast enough to sneak by it. Yeah, they should be fine. But just in case, I'll kill it. That's a natural thing for a person to say. Just in case, I'll just kill it, so it's not in my way. Be careful. That's a callback to yellows. That's another nice thing they add in this game. Yet, usually if a Pikmin's busy doing something, you have to double whistle them. Like double tap. That's pretty much just about everything down here, so... Oh wait, never mind. Strawberry. I'm not gonna call them by those ridiculous names. I'll just call them as they are or what they look like. I'll just call that thing a pig. And the fruit what they're usually called. Unless I don't know their name. Oh, you know, these budded. It's kind of weird, like, the buds are the rarest type of Pikmin in the game. It's usually because when they drink nectar, they go straight to flower. And you don't really leave Pikmin in the ground because usually you need them the second they're birthed. Okay, so just making sure there's nothing left. But that guy's definitely gonna be in the way when I try to collect stuff. So I'll make sure to kill it. We definitely do not have enough bricks to fight that. So I'll do that just in case. I think that has good. Oh, it's a red nectar. I'll show you guys in a second what this stuff does. Because once this stuff is used, that spider is gonna wish it never had lips, because I'm gonna tear its jaw open or whatever it has for a mouth. I don't know how that thing's supposed to eat at all. It's literally made for stomping. That was done for the good kush. No, this is pretty much crack cocaine for Pikmin. Pretty much, if Pikmin had a fourth stage and have a fourth flower stage, this would be it. It's temporary, but oh, it definitely gets the job done when you need it. Even just for carrying stuff, it's very useful. Yeah, but too bad it doesn't last long. Hey, but at least it forces any leaves and buds to grow into flowers. Usually that wouldn't be the case in the first two games. Actually, never mind. Spicy's Berry is only in the second game. Prior to this. But still very useful. And that was part 1 of Elmer's assignment. I will do part 2 once we beat the main campaign. Because, you know, I prefer to keep everything organized. Despite how bad my strategies are.
베어 스파 캡틴 오리마 윈도 게로 누른 돌핀 베리베리 보데게데게데 도스크 스토파 가바라스 준 시로게로 크팝지 자가나히 베네품 사사사슨 버스파라라 쿠페 베네페데스 윈도 스크스 리베리 몬파가라 가바라스 준 루이 사사사슨 데스 윈도 벤 코파 하쇼코 베네 하쇼 겔룬 루이 가바라스 준 윈 딱딱 좋아이
Yeah. That's what he thought. This should have been more clear. It just said probably made more sense at the end of part 1. But we'll do Umbra's comeback right after the main campaign. I guess it'll be like a victory lap since it doesn't share the difficulty with the main game files. So I guess it'll be used as a nice cooldown once the game ends.
White Alf, to Hesse Drake, you are.
Nums. Kohosun ams tenak sekhchon.
White Churu,
자. 대니 소화 누름. 캐파박 캡틴 뽕.
Since this is a relatively short game, I won't make the streams too long. Oh shit. Yeah, they won't be for too long. Yeah, we gotta make sure to get some food pretty fast. Cause usually by now I'd probably have 10 days worth of food. And right when we needed food, we lose. I guess in a way, it's kind of good. Less mouths to feed. Yeah, but of course the game wouldn't allow that to just let one of my companions die off. I mean, if they're capable of drinking half a cup, it'd make more sense to just drink half a cup every day by myself, not waste the whole thing. Yup. This is what we need to break the electric fence, but I think it'd be smarter to leave the one back in the garden alone, because late game is definitely gonna come in handy in a dire situation. Yeah, and there's a little nice thing with the yellow Pikmin. They don't only need nectar to turn to flowers.
Onion, to get a set white palette.
This is why the lock-on's useful. The thing, like I said earlier, yellows can get thrown very high compared to other Pikmin. And since it's another tutorial, I don't have to worry about a time limit until I escape from here. Just in case, I'll make sure those mushrooms have got anything. No. Usually in the original Pikmin 3, they would usually hide these files inside objects or in holes. I don't know why I decided to just leave them out in the open, but whatever. It's not my game. Well, like I didn't make it anyway. The designer's game, they made it. So it would make sense for them to decide what they want to do with it. Usually a Pikmin won't be able to reach up there, but with the yellows, they can get there easily. but they pretty much still have the strength of one Pikmin. But compared to Reds and Rocks, and they're not the best in fights. But if there are enough of them, yeah, they can manage. Since there's no time, there's no hurry to do the cancel plug strat. I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know speedrun lingo or wherever that is. I'm just doing this for fun. I'm streaming this game because I like this game. I want this game to be fun, not work. Because speedrunning sounds like work. I guess some people could find it fun, just not me. If it was an achievement, like a requirement to 100% the game, then yeah, like, I understand 100%ing a game sounds a little more fun than speedrunning a game. Because speedrunning doesn't give you the time to enjoy it. Just pretty much get through it as fast as possible. I prefer to take the slow lane, the scenic route. Not this damn highway to hell. I'm on a highway to hell. I really hope singing that doesn't get me copyrighted or anything. Like, this is my first time recording anything, so I don't know what gets copyrighted for what stupid reason. Like, I'm pretty sure it should be allowed, even, like, if you're just singing with your voice and no other equipment or nothing like that, it doesn't count as a copyright. If that was, like, pretty much they would arrest anyone on the street for singing it. Then this doesn't sound right. Like, saying stuff on the street and on the internet is pretty much the same. It just has a wider scale. Like, it gets to more people than it would on the street, I'm pretty sure. And now that the timer started, now we have to focus on rebuilding that bridge so everyone can get back together and like focus on collecting fruit and not die. So the first parts of the bridge are in there. Okay, I'm gonna leave Brittany back there to take care of that. Get that spot open. I think the best thing to do, since I'm not the type of person to multitask, is just give Brittany all the Pikmin. These tunnels are kind of useful, so because there's a lot of cliffs around here and edges, so a little tunnel to climb up easily is useful. But too bad they're not big enough to carry large things through. Only small berries and stuff like that, small objects. Oh wow, they're still moving. Oh right. Oh, reached the maximum amount already. So no more Pikmin. It's gonna be hard to get used to a small army like this. I'm used to having hundreds. Now I'm stuck in the 60s. It's kinda weird to think that the 60s will come again eventually. And that will be the new 60s. And those old ones will be called the 1960s. Should be more clear to people. Because if you just say the 60s, you never know what type of 60s. What are you talking about? The 2060s or the 1960s? That's kind of weird to think. We're in the 20s now. 20s back then didn't have TVs. These for like entertainment, mainly just for professional stuff. It's kind of weird to think. I wonder what the 60s or 80s will be when they come again. That's kind of a weird thing to think. I think it's better. Oh, pretty much a little tip. I think it's better to deal with this guy first because there's an enemy up there that I'm pretty sure easily dealt with. Since I have plenty of those, I'm gonna make sure their numbers go up because I'm definitely gonna need them to tear down more electric gates later. That's very annoying when you get launched down a cliff. Pretty much there's two piles on each side of the bridge to deal with. Since I know where both of since where they all are, just probably shouldn't take too long. Usually it would take me one day to do one side of the bridge. So a total of 2. And since the bridge isn't done, I can't collect any fruit from this side. Oh yeah, there's a little tutorial saying like, oh, if there's no routes to the ship or anyway, or to the onion or whatever, the Pikmin will just sort of stand around holding on to whatever. So I guess I only took this so to get a little closer to the bridge just in case. So I wouldn't have to waste time just going back to get the fruit later for all the way from that branch. The gum fruit, whatever the thing is in One Piece, whatever people like. I don't know, I've never seen One Piece. Yeah, I'm not gonna focus on carrying these, since I already have a maximum amount of Pikmin out here. The day's not even halfway over, and it looks like I got all the pieces from this side. I wonder if I can... No. Usually you need a second captain to get up there, to get that fruit. You know, whatever. I like the slide mechanic they added. It makes it a little more fun exploring. Wait, did I? For this says I left some behind. Oh, as long as I need the onion, it's fine. But this one, I should probably get it because, or else it'll die overnight. Well, since I'm done this side, I guess I'll take over bridge handling. And since Brainy does other videos, I guess I could use them to bring up their numbers slowly. If there's enough to use to carry back. Oh, I think they're done. If you have enough Pikmin, I think you just charge them with all of them. That's why I say to kill them fast. But if you don't, they'll get all electrified, and all yells can deal with them when they're electrified. But they don't do as much damage compared to the other Pikmin. I don't know how they trick. I guess now I think Pikmin are just one giant root. Or that little, or that fucking weird flower creature from Harry Potter that screams. That, yeah, I think that's one thing to compare it to. I don't know what's called. I never watched Harry Potter or read the books. I think that, oh yeah, definitely charging that is definitely the safest way to get on the mushroom, because if you just walk in naturally, there's definitely going to be a few that'll just fall off for no reason. And it's good to pair a root with those bridge pieces. That's always double moon for not having the ability to turn around while shooting their fire. At least it's a good thing. Pretty much, you can call any Pikmin that doesn't matter how far they are. Pretty much the whistle limit is just pretty much the screen. It's a lot bigger than the original. The old whistle was half the size in the Wii U, but back then you could use a pointer or Wii remote to point exactly where. But since I'm using a gyroscope or buttons, you'd have to aim manually by facing the character in a direction. So that's the reason why they scaled up the whistle radius. It can still copy from across the screen, but it wouldn't be like a big field like this. Yeah, see, tunnels are very useful. Better hurry up and finish this before the day ends. What's in... Oh yeah, I definitely need fruit. Oh, but that's definitely not gonna fill up one. So, better hope I get a fill up on one. Pretty much, you want to get at least one can of food a day. Oh, a few reds died in there. Oh, yes, fruit. Perfect. Maybe if I have enough time, if I build this bridge, I'll be able to get that food I left earlier. I don't know why they didn't decide to use the geyser. They can use the geyser while carrying that, but I don't know why they don't. Yup. No. If I didn't do that in time, Brittany would be stuck overnight on the other side, and have to waste another day building the bridge. But now that we're pretty much reunited again. But that's actually more food over there too. Jeez, wow, there's a lot of fruit to collect because I want to make sure this food stash lasts. Yup, this should definitely get a. Yeah, this better get me at least 2 full cups of juice. Oh no. Yup, definitely not gonna be able to make this today. But the best thing, most I could do is at least get it as close as possible. I'm just gonna make sure I didn't leave any stray Pikmin in the wild over here, but it doesn't look like it did. Nope, they're all here. Get down here. Oh wait, no. Call him. Please don't. Call him back. Okay. Jesus, that was close.
Wait, chụp tiêu nhỉ? Có xe chụp ít onion à? Sao vậy?
thực sự thật chua.
Yeah, that isn't gonna fill up anything. Yup.
Thoải mái, cô khinh nặng tư pháp.
Usually a single strawberry would fill up a full cup, but I guess I think pretty much all of them been cut down to half. So we have a slight increase in juice now, so that's a good thing. I wonder if they cut it down, all the fruit back down to 30 days in this mode. I guess in a way it's really the difficulty of the first game.
Mekanizux, Brittany, Spa,
Together,
Mekanizux,
put the so.
I gotta check something real quick. Yup, they definitely scaled down how much juice they can make. Usually a boss fruit would give you like 2 or 3 cups of juice, but here they definitely cut all the juice supplies in half. That kinda sucks. I think I'll do one more day and then call it a night. Maybe collect those kiwis real quick. And maybe reunite with the captain? Probably not, but might as well try. Some fruit real quick. I'll send Brittany to the base to pick up Pikmin and send him back to me. That's a good strategy to have at least one captain prioritizing Pikmin recovery. Okay, now I just forgot a meter for this. I was thinking of trying to carry the yep. Because usually it's the leaves that sort of drag down the group when it comes to travel. Usually Pikmin 2, you'd be the purple ones that drag down the group. But they're not in the campaign in this game. Kinda sucks, but yeah, at least they're in this game at all. I doubt I'll be able to show them off, since usually that would require a second person. I'll let the rocket take care of that. Imagine if that thing ran over the rock. Yeah, it'd be fine though, it'd only get pushed into the ground. Rocks are immune to being crushed. And it's not really a high priority to pick up one rock, so I'll just let him be. I'll only send her for pickup once a lot of Pikmin have went back to the Onion ship to drop off a bunch of supplies. This is a bit of a minefield. And yeah, usually a regular light bulb wouldn't help plants grow. If it was those artificial sunlight type things that are for like greenhouses or stuff, indoor greenhouses, that's what I'm thinking of. And usually when walking around across here, yeah, I gotta be careful of Pikmin falling through. Yeah, I think this is the part where I should bring me back to the ship. Yeah, because it's definitely, even though it's technically a shortcut, it's definitely better recommended to walk around it. Oh, gotta be careful with these things. Because these types of leaves can actually kill your Pikmin. Like that. He's dead already. Definitely, I think definitely low ones are red. Well, rocks should definitely be fine because usually boss corpses are worth a lot of bodies. Or Pikmin, not bodies, but yeah, same difference kind of. Oh, but nectar. That's definitely, that's pretty much gold. Yeah, this is, oh, I guess they work. This is pretty much the area from the beginning of the game. I think it's a proper place to have the last day of the stream take place at. Here is definitely something useful that you definitely want to grab. Because there's a few upgrades that not only they can get for your captains themselves, not just another type of Pikmin though. Because even though Pikmin doing most of the fighting, even the captains can take a lot of damage. definitely should send someone to get this soon. Yeah, that's it. No, why not? Just forget it. Go all the way since pretty much everyone is gone. Oh, so no. To get them. Oh no, didn't want to do that. I guess it's okay for them to cross the cotton bridge as long as they're carrying something. So I guess they have something to grip onto just in case they go over the ledge. Now here is something that's going to be very useful.
ポティッシュポティッシュ
This is pretty much a rubber suit. Pretty much makes all your captains immune to getting electrocuted. Pretty much nullifies all electric damage, which can be, I guess, sort of useful because usually you're not exactly in the heat of the danger. You just send your Pikmin to do all the dirty work for you. Yeah, this is where we were earlier.
Fu, そのそばへ。
I was really hoping anyone might have showed up, at least one viewer. The only person watching is myself, on my computer. Yeah, these guys are terrible at eating Pikmin. The fact that they can't get near any bright light sucks for them.
アムスターチョピコスコロ
I definitely need more Pikmin to take out that pod. Hopefully Elf is ready for the pickup. Yeah, it's just an electric suit. Makes you immune to electricity. Pretty much is a suit for each element, except for water, because water doesn't really do much, it's just a hose. But since we ran into fire, I guess there's obviously going to be a fire suit that we're going to be getting later. Not really anything else really, maybe a defense boost, but that's it for suits. Not really much upgrades, but there are definitely a lot more in the second game. One would make you faster, or another one can let you light up dark areas, which is very useful. One can even let you fight better. Because pretty much the captain have the strength of like a single leaf Pikmin, which kind of doesn't do them much favors, especially in a planet full of killer animals like this. Oh, nectar. That's definitely useful. Because these babies are useful for something after all. They're better off dead. No, just kind of messed up for a game. What kind of message is Nintendo sending to children? I'm probably just twisting it. They're still babies. And that is the mother. I guess not really. I guess I'd say it's their older sibling. Yep, that was the thing that took the captain earlier. It's kind of obvious. Not much of a mystery there. Ah, another piece of fruit wasn't. But before I collect that, I'm gonna open up a shortcut because it's a long walk back. But here, I can open up a huge shortcut. Here's where the boss fight. It's not really. It's kind of a unique boss fight compared to others. Usually you're in an arena with the enemies you're fighting. But here it's sort of like a type of puzzle. I'm gonna make sure to light up some bright areas, because like those little creatures, this thing hates bright lights. But if you're out in the open, it'll attack you directly. And wait a minute, I think. Did I lose one behind somewhere? Oh wow. You know, I'll just use the radar to send him home. Little ship thing. Yeah, he'll be fine. But that's kind of annoying. Yep, this is the shortcut. Come on, there's one more power up in this area that I can get. And these guys, oh, jeez. But hey, at least there's a short route back to the ship at least. Yeah, yeah. We'll definitely save the boss for the next stream, probably. Let's see if he moved out of that can. Not really moving. He's sort of sliding around. Jeez, I'm gonna have to send Brittany after it. I know it's one, but still, like it. I'm the sensitive type. I'm not willing to let a little guy die, especially since there's hundreds of it. Usually I'd need a second captain to get that power up there, but since she's out to get the rock Pikmin, I guess I'll just focus on getting the bunch of grapes. Since these Pikmin are flowers, I'm pretty sure they'll be able to sprint through this area without getting eaten. Oh, there's it. I'm just gonna, just in case. Oh, and I probably shouldn't have left him alone. Yeah. No dinner for you. Oh, you know what? I'll send him my way. Hopefully they can get to the ship and back in time. You know, I'm gonna follow them just in case. Just in case they do. They don't. Oh no, 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 no. I didn't think he was still there. That sucks. I thought I could make it. But at least I saved. I'm not sure. Well, that was definitely not worth a single rock. I think 5 reds died. No, I'll see on the ending stats. Oh, don't tell me a whole kiwi doesn't fill it up. Come on. That's bull. Wow. Surviving is rough. But at least this mode puts up more of a challenge. Even normal mode is kind of a cakewalk compared to this. It's nice for my favorite games to have a bit of challenge, not just brain dead. Well, I guess to most newcomers this wouldn't be brain dead. I guess they'd have some issue with it, trying to figure out how to properly plan out a day. 7 was once a lucky number, is my unlucky number. I can't believe what are you talking about? That thing literally glows in the dark. I don't know how anyone could miss it in camouflage, but at the same time it can light up like the middle of Vegas. Well, I think I'll just end the stream here. I guess it'll be a normal video when I upload this to YouTube, but to those who are watching, well, thank you. Well, thank you for coming and watching my new channel. I really appreciate any constructive feedback, probably any advice on how to better myself. Oh, like commentary wise, I mean, like I'm not. This isn't therapy. I guess it's more of a social type of therapy for me to speak better, probably. So, hope you like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you